Hey guys, it's Wazo. How you doing? Do you guys like my headband today? This is the headband that I got from my No Make No Life unboxing, which I'll leave a link to in the description and a card up here if you're interested in seeing that. Let's start the video by promoting other videos that I've done. Perfect start to the video. And that's also completely unrelated to today's video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a wig that I was kindly sent from a brand called Kryssma, and we're also going to be comparing it to other wigs. So if you've been subscribed for a while, you may remember that I did do a review on one of their wigs that I bought a couple years ago, I think, which again I will leave a link to in the description and a card up in this corner if you want to check that out. Just because I did buy that wig a long time ago and I've worn it a lot and it's really like ratty and damaged and dead and like not wearable anymore, so I can't really show it to you to use as a comparison, but you can at least see what the wig was like in the video. Just a warning though, that video, like I said, is very old and honestly like I don't think it's that good of a video. It makes me cringe and I hate it, but at least you can see what the wig was like. Also, I will say, because it was filmed a long time ago, I've learned a lot about wigs since then. I don't know if I would review it the same way today. The video itself, not great, but it's there if you want to watch it anyway. The thing about Kryssma is that they do very affordable lace front wigs, in my opinion. I think they're really good prices, like really affordable for what you get. I did list them in my top 10 favourite affordable wig stores video, which again I will leave a link to in the description. I am so sorry, it hasn't even been like 2 minutes and I've already promoted 3 different videos. I'm gonna stop doing that now. I do have a pretty positive opinion on them. I think for the price, I think it's good for if that's all you can afford or if you just don't want to spend more money than that on a wig. That's definitely why I used to buy from them. But for today's video, we're not going to be reviewing a lace front from them. They actually wanted to send me one of their new non-lace fronts to review for you guys, which I thought would be an interesting video to review that and compare it to lace fronts in case you are wondering the differences, what's more worth it, like price ranges and all that stuff. So hopefully this video can be helpful for you. So the times that I've bought wigs from this brand has been from Amazon, and they also told me that they do have a website that's launching officially in August, so a link to that in the description as well, along with all the other links. The wig that they sent to me for today's video you can get on their website, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the wig. So the wig arrives in this black bag here with their logo on the back, Kryssma. Very nice, very sleek. I do like their, I just hit myself in the face with this. Let's open this up and take out the wig. I haven't actually tried this wig on yet, so it's going to be kind of like a first impressions, little review comparison sort of thing. So here is the wig itself. It arrives basically how most wigs do, with a hairnet wrapped around it to keep it all in place. And so here is the wig. So like I said, this isn't a lace front, which basically just means where it has this middle parting, there's no lace at the front to make it look like a natural parting where it's coming out of your scalp. It's just like a sudden end at the front, if you get what I mean. Standard cap construction with no lace at the front. Honestly, I'm really surprised at how well the cap construction is. Like, it's really nice and solid. I think this is actually made really well, like it's not flimsy at all. I actually wasn't expecting the cap to be this good for the price, so I'm pleasantly surprised by that. So as you can see, it's a nice solid closed cap, and it also has these combs on either side and one at the bottom here, which you can use to slide into your hair when you put it on to keep it nice and secure. In my experience, usually cheaper wigs don't have these. Oh, I forgot to say the price of this, hang on. The price of this wig on the website is $18.99, which is honestly, like, that's really affordable, I think. I'm pleasantly surprised with that. It's actually better than I thought it would be. This is definitely a good option, I think, you're looking for a nice cheap non-lace front, but we're going to see what it looks like when we put it on, because really that's the main deciding factor of whether it's worth buying this or not. The fibres feel really good though, and really smooth, and of course it has the adjustable straps at the bottom here, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on, then we can see what it really looks like and give our thoughts on it. And yeah, I really like the colour of this. I'll see you in a second with this wig on my head. See you in a sec. Okay, so here is the wig. Here's what it looks like on. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised at the quality of the fibres. It has no plasticky shines. Like, the fibres look genuinely really good. I think the fibres in this wig in particular look a lot more natural than the wig that I used to have from them. This kind of dusty rose pink colour down here is really pretty. I love the colour, and the shine is, it just has a really natural shine to it. It's not plasticky whatsoever, which is amazing, especially for the price. This is looking like a pretty good wig for the price, to be honest. It has almost no shedding as well, and it doesn't feel like it's super thick, but it doesn't feel thin. I'm really impressed so far. As far as cheap non-lace fronts go, I feel like this is really good. Thank you, Mr. Motorcycle. So in terms of this not being a lace front, as I'm sure you can see, it does have a very kind of sudden start at the top here, if that makes sense. So the difference between this and a lace front is, if it was a lace front, it would have the lace at the front and it would look a lot more like the hair is coming from my scalp at the front here where the parting is, whereas this, because it's not a lace front, it just has a sort of abrupt start to it, which can definitely make a wig look a lot less natural because you can see where the wig starts as opposed to it giving the illusion of it coming out of your head. And I think that really is the main downside to a non-lace front, particularly when it is a non-lace front with a like middle parting or like a set side parting. If it's a non-lace front that has a full fringe or a big side fringe, then I don't think it really matters whether it's a lace front or not, because you wouldn't really be able to like see whether it's like coming out of your head or not, if that makes sense. I'm trying to describe it the best way I can. It's just the thing with non-lace fronts when they have like a middle parting like this, or if it was parted more at the side like this, you can see up close that it's not coming out of your head, so that can really give away the fact that it is a wig. A pretty popular and easy way to hide this though is to wear a hat, so like a beanie or something that covers the parting. I think especially with this wig as well, like if I were to wear a hat with this, I think this would look really realistic. With the way the fibres are, I think this would look amazing with a hat, and I'm not sure people would really be able to tell that it's a wig. That's also a good trick for if you have a wig that happens to be quite thin at the back and where the tracks are showing. If you wear a hat, you can easily cover that up, so hats are cool. The way the roots are done though, I think the fade from the roots to the pink is done amazingly. Like, it's such a smooth, soft gradient. And another thing that I always love in dark rooted wigs is when they do the roots all the way through the wig. As you can see, it keeps it a lot more consistent and a lot more natural looking. And I think the dark roots do also just help make it look more natural. And another bonus to wigs that have dark roots, if you have dark hair, you'll be able to make this wig look so much more natural than I can with my hair. My hair is kind of like a medium sort of brown. It's definitely nowhere near as dark as these black roots. But if you have dark hair, a really good trick to do when you are wearing a wig like this that isn't a lace front and has this abrupt hairline, if you just move the wig back a little bit on your head and let some of your natural hair come out at the front, you'd be able to make this wig look a lot more natural. Obviously, by pushing the wig back and letting your natural hair come out at the front, it's literally going to look natural at the front because it is your natural hair at the front that people can see. So if you have dark hair, then like it's going to be a lot more easy to make this look more natural compared to someone that has lighter hair. To be honest with me, even if I did have darker hair, I still don't think I would move the wig back far enough for my natural hair to come through, because as you can see, I have a giant forehead and my hairline starts very far back. And I like to use wigs to kind of bring my hairline forwards a little bit so my forehead looks smaller. So even if I had darker hair, I wouldn't do that. So I do tend to prefer lace fronts when they come in a parting like this. Even though this is a non-lace front and it doesn't look the most natural at the front, I don't think this area actually looks that bad. Like, I feel like I might be okay wearing this in public. To be honest, I don't usually really care if someone can tell that I'm wearing a wig personally, but I know other people might feel differently. Understandably, like, not everyone wants people to know that they're wearing a wig. I don't usually care that much, so I think I would wear this out. And I think from a distance you might not really be able to tell. So in the actual parting of this wig, it does have like a fake sort of skin scalp sort of thing where the parting is, which I think looks pretty good. It definitely helps to make it look at least a bit more natural. Another thing though that makes this type of wig different to lace fronts is the way the parting arrives in this middle parting. You can't change that. It's like, it's always going to be a middle parting. You can't really, although actually, hang on. Okay, so I guess with this wig you can like change the parting a little bit. Okay, well with this wig you can change the parting a little bit, it seems. If you want to take some hair from the front and kind of push it back, then you can do that if you want to. That's still like, that doesn't really, like the wefts aren't showing. Okay, I like this wig, you guys. I mean, you can only really do that right at the front of the wig. You can't change the parting like far back, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'll be able to explain that a bit better showing you with an actual lace front. But what I was going to say though is usually a non-lace front that arrives in a set parting, like a middle parting like this, you can't really change the parting. Like you can't make it into a side parting. So the parting here is set in this parting. You can't move it, you can't change it. It's just going to be, that's just how the style is. Whereas with a lace front you get a portion of lace at the front where the hair is sewn into it and it's free flowing and you can part it wherever. You usually get like a portion of lace about this far back where you can do whatever you want with the parting. But with wigs like this, it arrives just in the style that it arrives in, and you can't really change that unless you want to like move the wig like sideways on your head to kind of give a side parting. So with this wig in particular, aside from the obviously less natural looking parting due to it not being a lace front, I think this looks really good. I am really impressed. I was not expecting it to be this good for that price. Like less than $20, less than £20. It's really good. I would definitely say that this is worth the price. This is a really good price for this wig, just as long as you are okay with it being not a lace front. So I would definitely recommend this one if you are looking for something like this and you don't want to spend a load of money. And I'm sure their other non-lace fronts would be pretty much the same as this. Now that we've talked a bit about this wig and shown what it is like, let's go ahead and take a look at some lace fronts at different price ranges and just compare what are the pros, what are the cons, how do they compare, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on one of the lace fronts and I'll be back to compare this wig with that wig and all that stuff. So see you in a second again. Okay, so this is a lace front wig from Lush Wigs. This one is called Camisole and I have worn it a fair amount of times, so the ends are a little bit ratty, but I wanted to use this one because it's the closest lace front wig that I have in terms of style to the Kryssma wig, so I thought that this one would be probably the best to use to compare. And as you can see, it does have a middle parting here just like the other one, except this is a lace front. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that the wigs from Kryssma do arrive with 2 wig caps, so that's handy. And they also arrive with these cards that has just some information, storing the wig, washing the wig, detangling it, and all that stuff. So that's always a good thing to receive with your wig, especially if you are a beginner. But back to the comparison. As you can see, the lace goes about this far back where you can see the parting here. The lace at the front is see-through, so if you wear a stocking style wig cap that is similar to your skin colour, that will show through the lace and it will look like the hair is coming from your scalp, which obviously does look more natural. And with lace fronts you can move the parting wherever you want to. However, with some lace fronts, when it comes arrived in a set parting, it is a bit more difficult to do it with those. They tend to take a bit more work to train to do what you want them to do. So this lace front arrived in a middle parting and I do like how it looks in a middle parting, and it's the way this one in particular is supposed to be worn, so I wanted to keep it this way. Lace fronts do tend to cost a little bit more than non-lace fronts. This one in particular costs £49.99, which is a bit more expensive than the non-lace front Kryssma wig, obviously. But if you're going for a wig that doesn't have a fringe, I definitely think the extra bit of money is worth it. The downside just being that it does cost more. The lace front wigs from Kryssma though are a lot cheaper, and I do think they are a great option if you are looking for a lace front for a more affordable price. From my experience with their lace fronts, I don't think that they are generally as good quality as lace fronts from Lush Wigs and Star Style Wigs and stuff like that, which are two wig brands that I would definitely recommend for sort of affordable mid-range priced wigs that are really decent quality. But if you don't want to spend quite that much, the lace fronts from Kryssma are pretty decent, especially for the price. I think that they are worth that price. They tend to be around £30 to £35, definitely a bit cheaper than wigs from Lush Wigs and Star Style Wigs. I do think that there is a slight quality difference, but it's really up to you what you think is more worth it. Like I said, if you want to spend less money, then Kryssma is a really good option. So I'm just going to take this wig off and show you the cap construction so we can really see the difference. Let's just take this off for a second. Ta-da! So here's what the cap construction looks like in this wig. It's pretty similar to the Kryssma wigs, and as you can see the difference between this one and the non-lace front Kryssma wig. This has the lace at the front, and the lace being see-through, if you're wearing a wig cap that is close to your skin colour, it will look like the hair is coming out of your scalp at the top of your head, versus the non-lace front that has no see-through part to it. But other than that, the cap construction is really similar, and that's a big reason why I'm so impressed by the Kryssma wig, because it is so cheap. But aside from the lack of lace, the quality seems honestly just as good in the cap region. So it's like, you know, especially for the price, that is really good. So this is a wig from UNIWIGS, and it is the most expensive of these three wigs. I can't remember exactly how much it is, and it's unfortunately not available on the website anymore, but this was, I think, around $100, so definitely a lot more expensive than the Kryssma wigs. But this is also probably one of the highest quality wigs that I own. The fibres are a lot more like human hair like. The amount of hair that you get in the wig, the colour blend, just in most ways it is a lot higher quality. In terms of the actual lace, I don't think it's too different to Lush Wigs. This is again a lace front, so it's kind of the same sort of thing with the lace. Again, you get the freedom to part it really wherever you want to, and it looks a lot more natural. I do think this one in general, with both the actual fibres and the lace, like the way this parting is done, I do think that this looks a bit more natural than Lush Wigs. I do think that with wigs, most of the time you do get what you pay for. I know that sometimes more kind of high-end wig brands that cost around the $100 mark, I think sometimes they do sell the same wigs that other companies sell for cheaper, except they're selling it for quite expensive, so I think sometimes they're a bit shady. This wig from UNIWIGS though, I think is definitely, like, the quality matches the price with this one, I think, and I do think that this one is worth the kind of $100 mark. But I do also think that the Kryssma wigs are also worth it for the money. Obviously this is a lot more expensive than the Kryssma wig, so you kind of have to decide for yourself, like, which is more worth it. Do you want the best of the best and the most expensive, best high quality wig, or are you okay with a decent quality wig for less money? It's kind of just like a personal thing. What do you think is more worth it? I personally think that a lot of mid-range wigs, like wigs from Lush Wigs and Star Style Wigs, can look basically as good as the more expensive wigs, in my opinion. To be honest, I think all three wigs I've shown you today are worth their prices. So I guess that's pretty much everything. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the first wig from Kryssma back on again and just wrap this video up with my final thoughts, final kind of conclusions, and yeah, so see you in a sec again. See you in a sec. Okay, so that is all three wigs and their comparisons and a little review on this wig. Let me know in the comments what you think of this wig, what you think of the other wigs, if you think they're worth the prices, which wig do you like the best, which would you personally buy, and also if you know of any wig brands that you think is good for the money, then make sure to write that in the comments below as well. Help each other out, all that stuff. It's always good to find new places to get decent quality wigs for cheap, so go off in the comments, give each other advice on places to get good wigs for good value for money. I really like this wig a lot more than I thought I would. But yeah, I hope you found this video useful, or you maybe at least enjoyed it. If you'd like to follow me on my other social medias, my Instagram is Swazo-chan and my Twitter is Swazo-chan with an extra N at the end. I also do have a Patreon, but of course, as always, please don't feel obligated to become a patron or anything. Only become a patron if you want to, but link to it is in the description in case you are interested. But again, please don't feel obligated, it's just there in case you want to. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave this video a like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!